guys in the trenches who don't get enough love. So let's start off with the big uglies. And number 3, that dude's dude, is the Jets D-tackle Leonard Williams, who's going to go with the three-pronged approach. Look at him. You see him loop around, get to the quarterback, sack on there. Also had 4 tackles in the game. But let's see how he got there. First thing he's going to do is identify, I want to go inside, but look at that brick wall. I'm getting double-teamed. So instead of going through the double team, he's smart. He's going to look at guard A.J. Cann and now hit him with the old college move. And since he's lunging, A.J., you know you can't be in that position. That's the shrimp position. Every D-line coach loves to see offensive lineman in that position because he's lunging. Now you got to get over. And how do you clear? That is with the right arm, the clear technique. A lot of times you see that arm out there, it's for a reason, to get past the offensive lineman, making sure he can't recover. Leonard Williams, guard number 3, that dude. Pretty good. Let's go to number 2. It's going to get better, big dog. Let's go with the sophomore D lineman, Kwity Paye. Here, Kwity. Look at here, Kwity. Michigan beat
Kwity or Kwity Paye?
Oh, Whoopata Supate. Kwity Paye of Michigan. First, he has his eyes locked on Northwestern quarterback Clayton Thorson. He sees him right there, but, there are 3 guys in front of me. How can I get to him? Got these hungry eyes right now. So it's time to go to the lanes. Time to do a little bowling. Watch this action that happens here. Here, Kwity. Everybody goes because when you're out of position, everybody fell. And now he's like, let me be gentle. I know the new rules. I'm going to lay him softly on this bed so I don't get the flag. And, Kwity lays him down. Number 2.
Those Northwestern linemen look Rudy Poo.
Poo. And now for our number 1, that dude of the week, Andrew Whitworth.
Finally!
Whitworth is greater than Whitlock. We all know that, but let's show you how. Look at him coming out there on the second level. Not 1, but 2 guys down. And he hasn't allowed a sack all season. So this is the first thing that happens. You see him coming around the corner? Look at his tail for the tape. When you see these 2 dudes lock eyes, I know you're a Ram and I know you're a Viking, but trouble's ahead. 6'7", 330 versus 5'10", 192. Guess what that sounds like?
Mayweather versus Tyson.
And here we go. Boom, boom. What you got to say about this? Come on now.
You got knocked the out, man.
Yes, you did. You lost the tail of the tape. You lost that play and laughter in the meeting room, man. Andrew Whitworth, or our dad dudes of the week.
Finally, an offensive lineman with the greatest play of the week and the greatest play of the season.
Had to hook you up, big dog. Had to hook you up.
Appreciate it. All right, Marcellus, that was awesome. Let's move to some big stories. Starting in New York, where the Giants are off to a terrible start, and so is the $90 million man, Odell Beckham Jr. A lot was made of Odell's off-field transformation this summer, but now Newsday says it might be hurting the team on the field and that the Giants should let Odell go back to his old crazy ways. Marcellus, is Odell why the Giants are struggling?
I won't go as far as saying he's the reason, but certainly the emotional, mental makeup of a player needs to be respected, no matter how crazy it is. Because we're talking about football. A great game of skill, a greater game of will. You need to let a player go to that third rail. As you always say, we're touched. So you got to let me go to that place, coach. I answer this question in story. I was in San Diego my first year. Mike Riley was our coach. And Mike Riley witnessed me break my foot when I first got to San Diego, before the season even started. I'm the highest paid player in franchise history. And all of a sudden, I'm not even going to play a game. And then I had surgery, came back 2 weeks later. Did not practice one time that year. And Mike Riley saw me play well, make the Pro Bowl, All-Pro. And in the offseason, you know what he came to me and said? He said, Marcellus, amazing year. I don't know how you pulled it off with one leg. A great year. But let's talk about your leadership. Let's talk about how other players are looking at you and looking up to you. We want you to tone it down. We want you to calm it down. Now, remember, I'm the DJ. I'm pregame music, postgame music. They playing my song during the games. I'm not practicing. I'm boisterous. I'm enjoying putting my foot in an ice bucket while my teammates are out of breath, and I'm laughing at it, but I always showed up. Why I give you that story is because they calmed my emotional makeup down. Coincidentally, my production started to decline as well. Be careful what you do to Odell between the ears.
That's a hell of a story, and you put me, because I have a whole different take in terms of I don't think Odell needs to be immature to have success. I think they need a better quarterback, period.
True.
And so they can sit here and talk about Odell needs to be crazy. Like, No, he needs a quarterback who throws the ball accurately on time to Odell Beckham Jr. But you just moved me a bit in terms of that's fascinating.
Yeah.
And because trust me, I remember that year you had, and I remember going to San Diego and like, man, they let this dude kind of wild out. They play his music and he's out here dancing and doing all.
Yeah.
And toning that down took a little of the edge away. That's a fascinating story. And maybe, so I'm going to give it a kernel of truth to what Newsday is saying about Odell, but mostly I just think they need a young quarterback to get him the ball.
Good point.
All right, to a big story out of New England, where Gisele Bundchen appears to have changed her tune about husband Tom Brady's decision to keep playing football. Last year, Gisele made no secret of her desire for Brady to retire sooner rather than later. But yesterday on Good Morning America, she had a very different message.
Tom has talked about his retirement. He kind of said, I'll play 5 more years, and you've had said some other things. But in the book, you kind of said, what will be, will be.
Yeah, because, you know,
He's happy.
Yes, because when you love someone, you want them to be happy. I never seen someone love something as much as he loves football, and it makes me happy if I said anything in the past, is because you have a concern. You know, no one is going to hurt someone I love, you know? You just feel very protective of them. So obviously if someone hurts my children, my husband, anyone I love, I get like a lioness.
Marcellus, I thought Gisele would force Brady to retire before he wanted to, but after listening to that, it sounds like Tom may get to play as long as he wants to. What's your take?
Yeah, I think that her initial concerns were genuine, and I think that now she's like, hey, I put my hands up. I'm allowing you to do what you love to do. And she's respecting not only his passion, but the calendar of life. You talk about a professional athlete, and we have a finite shelf life. I don't give a damn how good you are. It's coming to an end, right? And I think she finally respected that, hey, he can only do this one time in his life, and then it's over. There's no coming back to this. So let him go out there and do what he loves best. So that sounds like the evolution of a relationship where, hey, I like the opera, and you don't like the opera, but we like the opera. So, it's, you know, now they're in accord and thinking the same way.
Listen, I was someone that thought, look, she's got just as much money as him, half the money, if not more. And she's got all the Gisele. And so I thought that gave her the power in this relationship. And my contention, you know, when Colin and I were doing the show was like, Gisele's going to win here. But I got to go a different direction here and say that, and look, and this will be a controversial statement. People get upset when I say this, but this is very inspiring to me. This is like, when I hear people say, make America great again, this is what I think about. Tom Brady taking back control of his household.
Oh, what?
Because Marcel, when I say to a lot of guys run around the house and some guys run their house. Oh. And it looks to me like Tom's running his house again. So when I hear this is like a return, you know.
A return to what? What are you going to say?
To the happy place where a man can be a man and, you know, kind of, you know, I kind of like this and respect this. And maybe that's why Tom was wearing the hat all this time.
I am not talking to you about gender roles and power relationships. Look, first of all, if you really want to put the symbols of who's the man in that relationship, Gisele got more money than him.
I know.
More recognizable. She's running this thing. So she's the man if you want to go with those traditional terms. But let's get off of that. Let's talk about why she did cave. Because quarterbacks have a charmed life. You play ball. Who wears the red jersey in practice? The quarterback. Who should play forever, ball till they fall? Kickers, punters, quarterbacks. Nobody's touching you except 8 times on a Sunday. Stop. And only 2 of those hits hurt. So I think that finally he broke it down and said, baby, I could ride this till the wheels fall off. Now, it's
very inspirational. Yeah, it's very inspirational. To see Tom Brady, again, she's got more money than him. She looks better than him. She's more famous than him.
Yeah.
But Tom is still, you know.
So you over here championing for Stedman over Oprah?
What?
No.
Stedman's a ball state grad. So yeah.
No.
But look, if I was dating Oprah now, I would do what I was told.
Exactly.
I would do what I was told.
Yeah, I hear that.
Tamron, if you're watching Tamron Hall, same goes for you. I do what I was told.
That's your one.
But to see Tom Brady, you know, back on top, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Coming up, Des Bryant says he wants to go back to the Cowboys, but should they even want him? Mark Schlereth and D'Angelo Hall join the show.
Your Highness,